It's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by and to meet for the first time Ricky Funez. Nice to meet you. Have I pronounced your name correctly, first of all?
You did. Finally, you did. Because Steve Bonds, he pronounced Ricky Funes, but on his outer course it's Ricky Fuernes. Like what the heck?
Trying to give you a little bit of extra flavour, like that's needed, not at all. You're here in the capacity as the new head trainer for Hamzah Sheeraz, very exciting super welterweight prospect. What brought you two get together in the first place?
You know what? 2 years ago, I came here for a charity event, and Taz, which Joe Goossen, who's my partner, has worked with Amir Khan. And Taz calls me, goes, "Hey, I got this young fighter. I want you to check him out and do some mid work with him." I ended up doing, I think it was like 6 to 8 rounds with the mid work on with Hamza, and we clicked off of there. And then 2 years later, Taz says, "Hey, this kid is ready. Can you come to Dubai?" Then the whole COVID thing happened. I was not able to travel, so they came to LA and we started camp. They were there for 4 months with me.
What was your first impressions of him? Because you don't get many incredibly tall super welterweights. I know Fundora is obviously getting a lot of attention at the moment, but it's still a rarity.
Well, you know what? We used to have Corrales. He was at 6'1", and he fought at 135. Yeah. So it was very impressive because his work ethic is amazing. That's what impressed me the most of Hamza. He's a great kid, talented and disciplined. He's not like any other young kid out there. He's very self-disciplined. He knows what he's doing. That's basically, it makes my job easy.
It speaks a lot about a kid as well that he's willing to relocate, change his whole life, leave his family behind to come and train with you out in the US also.
You know what? It takes a mature person to really get out of the box and try to do something like that, because leaving his comfort zone is not for everybody, and he did. And he's doing it as a young prospect, young person, and a young man. And to come to America and leave his family behind, just like you said, it's extraordinary.
And that's all the good stuff, if you like. What were the kind of elements you picked out in his game that you felt need improvement? What have you guys been working on initially?
Mostly, like I always told and I was taught by Joe, he's a tall guy. And I've seen few of his fights. He does know how to get inside and box. But I told him this time, I go, if somebody comes to you, you're a tall guy, and you don't know how to box on the inside, you're gonna be dead meat. I go, you gotta learn how to fight on the inside. So we worked a lot on the inside, and he's got his good outside game as well. So we perfected everything, keeping his hands up, head movement, a lot of head movement and footwork. And everything else just came into place, putting his talent, what he has, with what I've been taught by Joe,
What does it say about your faith in him that you're willing to come here to the UK? It's not an easy trip, especially under the current circumstances, to be in the corner on fight night.
Extremely. I've got a lot of faith in this kid. I speak highly of him because one of the more important thing is that seeing his discipline. That's what makes me more, I could leave him food, water, anything, he won't touch it. We've been on weight. Like today, we're gonna hit our weight. So he's been good. He has not cheated. That tells me a lot about his character as a professional fighter. And I go, that's the professionalism that I need from you to make it to be a great fighter. And he understands that.
So this Saturday, Ezekiel Guerrero, what do you need to see from Hamzah in that fight for you to class it as a success?
My thing is using a lot of jabs and work his way in after that. Whatever follows after that jab is on him now. Most of his fights that I see, he likes leading a lot with his right hand. But I like him to use his jab and mostly be very aggressive, be a pressure fighter. Instead of him running around the whole ring like normally like the UK fighters do. Well, I taught him something different. I go, you can move around the whole ring in the circle instead of running around, and take charge. When you get in there, have the confidence and know that you could take, even though he's walking you got to take charge no matter what. And he's been doing it in LA with a lot of Mexican fighters. So, he had a tough camp, but he was very smart. He didn't get hit as much. That's what impressed me a lot, because those Mexicans wants to knock your head off, Oh, yeah.
And tell our viewers, for some who may not know too much about you, just tell us a little bit about your own background in the sport.
Yeah, my name is Ricky Funez. I've been at 10 Goose Boxing since I was 12 years old with one of the best trainers in America, Joe Goossen, who's been my teacher and my mentor. I work with him under Diego Corrales, Joel Casamayor, Michael Second to None, Gabriel Rafael Relas, Frankie Lyles, Lionel Butler, Diego Corrales, and did I say Casamayor? Yeah. Chavez Jr. I trained Chavez Jr. as well, but the list goes on, you know. But I learned a lot from Joe, and I've been applying that with Hamzah. Little steps, you know. This is gonna be his first fight with me, so I don't want to overwhelm him with so much. Oh, do this, do this. I'm very simple. I'm a very simple trainer, and I keep it basic. I give him basic instructions. This is very simple.
Given that kind of roll call of legends that you've worked with in the past, what would, when you look at Hamzah in its early days, what would you look at as his potential?
He's gonna be in one of those. If he stays disciplined like I've been seeing him lately, with his small circle of friends, small circle of family backing him up, he has the potential to be one of the greatest British fighters. You know, Pakistani, British. You know, so I'm an honor to start that journey with him, and I see it. He's gonna be top. Just remember what I'm saying. I keep telling this to every report. You're gonna remember that name. He's gonna be at that Canelo level, just because he has the power. He's strong. He's disciplined, and you know a lot of people. Not trying to compare him to Canelo, but when I see Canelo, because we have mutual friends with Canelo. When I see Canelo, you know, he after a fight, he goes does his thing. He takes a little travel, 2-3 vacation, and he's back in the gym. That's why I told Hamzah right now, Hamzah, once you finish your training camp, don't get fat, don't get overweight. Once you finish, come back to LA. Stay at my house, and we start training and until we find out about a fight. And he goes, okay.
So with that in mind, will you be staying in England for long after the fight?
I'll be staying here another 3 days. I have my daughters here. We're going to go a little sight touring in England. I love England. So we'll be staying here for a few days.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 daughters. I have a 26-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Oh, you don't look old enough to have a 26-year-old daughter.
I'm 44.
Wow. You wear it well, and great to meet you. Enjoy your time in the UK, and best of luck for Saturday night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Take care. Thanks.